events, and then there will be a Player of the Year that is concluded from a top 8 of all the point gatherers throughout the year. We are currently streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, and we're gonna have the tournaments in English, as previously they have been in Swedish. I believe we had 1 or 2 of these streams in English before, but this is going to be this stream, and every single one moving forward will be in English. The tournament is also sponsored by Ultra Pro, and during the tournament we will give away a few prizes that will be raffled out throughout the tournament, as well as the prizes for the winner is sponsored by Ultra Pro. So we're giving away products for a total value of 4,000 Swedish kroners. So that's something that you could really look forward to. Today is going to be a 6 rounds of Swiss, which is then going to be cut into a top 8. So 1 more round than what we usually play at these events. And the prize support is still as generous as before. It's 80% of the revenue from the event tickets going into the top 8 players. Yeah, that's what I have.
Should we show a little bit about the Unity League system? Or?
Yeah, absolutely.
And who are you?
Who am I? My name is Olle. I've been here a couple times before and commented. I usually play Legacy and Duel Commander. Recently been going over to playing Modern as well. I've been playing since 2016. That's who I am. Who are you?
I am Niklas, and I don't play as much anymore, but I play mostly Legacy and all limited formats, I guess. Jack is here as well. Native tongue English.
Exactly. Also a little bit rusty on Magic. Play quite casual formats nowadays. Was playing Modern for quite a while, but just got beaten way too much. Yeah, looking forward to watching some Magic.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get some more info about this Unity League thing.
Yeah.
For you, if you're interested.
So the Unity League has been going on since last year, and it is a big point system that has been introduced across most of Europe, where people gather points throughout the year while playing tournaments and then playing the national playoffs in order to secure their places for the big tournament that is held later in the year, where people from all over Europe come together and play for big prizes. I feel like that's a really good initiative that some people have thought about and put together in order for all of us to get to play more and play for the bigger tournaments. Even if you're just a local player, not playing all the RCQs and the Pro Tours, maybe you still have the chance by just playing local events to get put into something bigger.
Yeah. One fun thing is that you can actually compete against your, let's say your friend moved to Stockholm or something. You can actually just play your local leagues, and you can compete versus your friends that lives abroad or somewhere else or something like this. If you play, you can compare your stats and your score online, and very, very nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Fun initiative.
Yeah, and just making people all across Europe play together, and I feel like our local environment has become a lot more competitive since the European Unity League came together. So I feel that is very fun for many of the players, that people actually play to win. Since if you perform well throughout the year, there is a bigger prize waiting for you.
For sure, changed our meta here.
Yeah. I mean, Modern went from everyone playing whatever they wanted to us having 5 local players playing Boris Energy, and I mean, that is probably what's expected from modern. Is you're going to face a lot of Boros energy, but people have been taking most of the formats a lot more seriously and playing some of the more viable decks in order to perform well.
Yep. Yeah, I think we have one defeated deck each week. That is Boros energy, right?
Yeah, so Alara Games is keeping tracks of who is going undefeated every single week, and it's usually Boros Energy in the top. Sometimes there's even 2 Boros Energy decks, and we can see that from the last RCQ that was played here. The top 8 was 4 Boros Energy decks and 4 other decks. The top 4 were only Boros Energy. So I think that's the deck to beat right now, and a lot of people are switching over to it because they're seeing a lot of success with the deck.
Yeah.
Dominant.
Yeah.
I'm fairly new to the Duel Commander scene. The format itself is fairly alien to me.
Yeah.
Should we say a little bit more about how Duel Commander looks?
So the basic rules of the format are you have 20 life. There is a 99 card deck with 1 commander, and the command zone as per the normal commander format. Then there is the ban list, and the Duel Commander is a player.
It's curated by the players, the ban list, right?
Yeah. So there is a council of people keeping track of the format, but Wizards doesn't have any control over what's going on in Duel Commander, more than printing new cards for it.
Yeah.
So it's a separate ban list from Commander itself as a game mode.
Yeah, and you have the normal ban list. These cards are banned, and you also have the restricted ban list, which is these cards can't be your commander, but in your main deck.
So anti-cards, Power 9, etc. They're banned.
Yeah.
And a separate ban list.
Yeah, and then basically all of the fast mana is banned.
Soul Ring.
Yeah, all the Soul Rings, the monoliths. Basalt Monolith is actually legal, but the Grim Monolith, all the Moxes, so even Lotus Petal is banned in format. And a lot of the combo cards are banned, which makes the format mostly mid-rangey tempo with a few aggro decks, some control, not a lot of combo, because if combo performs well, it usually gets a ban of something in the deck.
So we're not going to be seeing Thassa's Oracle and that kind of stuff over and over again? Or?
Yeah, no Thassa's Oracle, but we're probably going to be seeing the combo decks trying to win through Jace the Mind Sculptor.
No, Jace
or
the...
Jace...
what's it called?
Wielder of Mysteries.
Yeah.
3 blue mana Jace.
Yeah. And I think the council has decided that that is okay, since you can interact with it more than just having something like a stifle for the Thassa's trigger. Like you can remove the Planeswalker in response to them drawing their last card. So therefore it's more fair, and it also costs 2 more mana. But that is usually the win con in these control decks, at least the ones that are blue-black in base.
Blue-black-green.
Blue-black-green is probably what's going to be mostly played today. We have a few Tasigur lists, we have a few Tlarb lists. Other than that, it's mostly mid-range, I believe. We have one Gitrog monster deck, which is a lands combo list.
Some Spider-Man, some Flages,
Yeah.
some Felias. A lot of white decks, actually.
Yeah, the mono white decks have recently gotten a surge in play.
Look at this one.
Yeah, we also
Ratchet Field Medic.
Ratchet Field Magic is an interesting one. It looks like it doesn't do way too much, but just every single turn having access to like a 1 mana gain 2 life draw card is a really good engine for a deck to have.
Yeah. We can ask our producer if he wants to put the deck lists in the chat for everyone to see. We have a pretty wide meta actually. So
They can also scan the curator.
Yeah.
so
First game, we are seeing Gustav Holmberg, which is most often the first player that we're showing at these feature matches.
Yep.
He's what I would say our current reigning champ.
yeah. So Jack is leaving us here. So he's coming back for the next game.
Yep.
So it's
See
me
you
and
soon.
Olle. See you soon, Jack.
Because I mean, Gustav has really been a
Yeah.
menace lately.
He's small, but he's our top dog.
Yeah.
So let's hear.
Yeah. So we have Grist going up against Spider-Man 2099, which I would say is the current top performer of the format, the Spider-Man deck.
Yeah, we watched yesterday. It was like 136% of tournaments he participated in, or something like this.
No, I believe that is like promille.
Okay.
So yeah, I believe it's the one of the only decks having more than a 1% play rate in tournaments.
This Grist deck, does it have like a payoff or something, or is it just like value?
I'm not sure. Previously, he has played it just like a value mid-range, somewhat reanimatory, like Golgari deck. But I've seen recent Grist decks playing Alurin and having Alurin as a combo.
Okay.
Not sure if Gustav is playing it today.
With some kind of Azarac combo.
Yeah, the Assaserac.
Azarac.
Yeah. So that is a really good win con for the deck, but I'm not sure if Gustav is playing it today or if he just playing mid-range.
Yeah.
Maybe we can pull the deck up to see what he's playing. But I think that the Spider-Man has a really interesting requirement in order for it to be cast. You can't cast it on the first, second, or third turn of the game. You have to wait until turn 4. But that's usually good enough anyway, because turn 4 you can, with some of the cards, just combo off and kill your opponent in one turn.
Yeah. It is. It's probably my choice of deck if I could choose one on the blind. Like, it has all the good cards. You can see here it's a new edition. The Squishing Welcher, what's it called?
Yeah, Hexing Squelcher.
Yeah.
It's usually very good against all the blue decks of the format.
Yeah.
Stops all the counter spells, and it has ward pay 2 life, and it also gives ward pay 2 life to all your creatures. But we see that.
Not sure.
Yeah, Gustav is taking care of it immediately, playing Grist, minusing it, sacrificing the Haywire.
Yeah.
So the ward doesn't really matter because he gains 2 life from the Haywire dying.
Plus minus.
Yeah. But now it's really just Gustav trying to keep this Grist in play and making sure that he has removal for the Spider-Man as soon as it gets out, because that's a Tishana's Tidebinder on the Grist activation.
That is an answer.
Yeah. Tishana's usually turns off all of the abilities of cards that it stifles, but is Planeswalker one of the card types listed on Tishana's?
Yeah.
It is.
Planeswalkers, enchantments, and creatures.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
So we see an honest Rootstein.
Yep. So I was gonna say this, like, he didn't do anything on the Spider-Man deck, but
That's actually looks like his deck is flowing really well. Playing the honest Rootstein, saying that all your creatures cost 1 generic less, and it also picks up a creature from a graveyard to hand, taking up the Haywire Might and playing it for free.
yeah. Starting to look at the Spider-Man, what does it do again?
Yeah, it is a double strike vigilance creature. So right now, not too dangerous. Going to end step, shooting 2 into the honest Rootstein. But I believe that next turn we're going to see something really dangerous. If he's able to buff up the power of that Spider-Man and give it like trample, we're going to see Gustav taking a lot of damage right here.
Possibly if he has a wild ride, could do at least 14 to face, right?
Something like that. Wild Ride doesn't
Together
give-
with Tishana.
Yeah, that's dangerous. He's currently monocycling the Oliphant, which doesn't look too dangerous, but the mana value of Oliphant is 6.
Yeah.
So you can bestow the Detective's Phoenix, only exiling the Oliphant,
Nice.
which the deck usually has a bit of problems getting that bigger mana value into the graveyard. Being Oliphant is one of the best cards that they could have. So if we're going to see a flying 4/5 Spider-Man next turn, that could be dangerous for Gustav. Especially since it only costs 1 mana, he's able to hold 3 mana up right now.
It's a 2-turn clock, right?
Yeah. That could be dangerous. But Gustav is passing with 3 mana up, so he has a removal. The question is, does Jimmy have the counterspell if Gustav would go for removal?
Pondering away here.
Yeah, deciding to shuffle. So what would he be looking for right now? I believe he has something good in his hand.
I think he wants like a spell snare or something like this. Some cheap interaction. Because he's winning on the board. So
Yeah. And I mean, currently he could just attack with both into the Grist, just to make sure that it dies.
as long as he can just counter his interaction here, should be fine, right?
I believe I saw a Bitter Triumph in Gustav's hand.
Yeah.
Not sure if he has anything else. That would be 3 mana for a Magus. That is harsh right now.
Magnus.
Yeah. Gustav only has non-basics in play.
So he's floating black.
Yeah, floating black, and then saying that the Magus is okay. Does he remove the Magus? Yeah.
Discarding. What did he discard?
He discarded a... that's the Contamination, making all lands tap for black. And I believe that is the right play. And the way that Jimmy tapped out, he only has a basic mountain up. So I believe that was like a go for Gustav to know that he doesn't have any interaction.
Yep.
The interaction that it could be would be something like Daze, and Gustav has the mana up to pay for that. So I don't believe he was too worried there.
That is a Baragorf.
That is a Baragorf. Baragorf is big.
Yep. So 1, 2,
3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Right? Or is it a 6?
Artifact, creature, sorcery, instant, land, right? Is it a land?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a artifact, creature, enchantment, instant, sorcery, land.
It's 5. It's 5. 5, 6, lifelink, tough touch.
Yeah. And that's
Recursion.
That's big enough currently to block the Spider-Man and living.
Pretty much the perfect answer here.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard for red to remove these big creatures.
Yeah.
Big.
We're seeing that Ledger Shredder being played. Is he just... He's going in with both of them. I mean, I would probably block the Tishana here. Yeah. Is he dressed down? That is
A blowout.
That is a fantastic answer to the
Yeah.
Baragorf.
So the Baragorf gets 0-1.
Yeah.
Loses all text. Before it resolves, he gets to loot.
Yeah. The
Ledger Shredder.
conniving. Yeah.
So
But it still doesn't seem too dangerous. I mean, yeah, he would have liked to have that Baragorf in play.
is this an Eternal Witness or something?
That is an Eternal Witness.
Yeah.
Which now it doesn't
Lose
look
focus.
too good for Gustav. This is actually a real big problem for him.
Yep. It's getting out of control now.
Yeah. If Jimmy
Doesn't get his
has-
land drops.
Yeah. Missing land drops because I saw that he had the Invasion of Ikoria in his hand. So if he could get up to 4 mana, he could play Invasion for 2, get the Vampire Hexmage,
Yep.
remove all the counters, and then getting a 7/6. Now we're seeing a Murktide.
Yep. That is a card.
So it's going to enter with 2 counters, being a 5/5. And this looks like if Gustav can't find something like a Toxic Deluge, it's gonna be difficult. But Jimmy also has 4 mana up and a couple of cards in his hand. I believe this one is over.
Yep.
That is quite.
It's the thing with these blue-red decks. You do small things, you keep some mana up.
Yeah, because even if he would be able to present one blocker, like blocking the Murktide, he's still dead to everything else, right? The Fiend Artisan.
Can unfortunately not activated it now,
Yeah,
since it's sorcery speed activation.
yeah, but it can block the Spider-Man. So then he would take 3, 4, 9 currently.
Yeah.
So still dead on board, and he has a Shieldred's Edict in his hand. Bouncing that hand, yeah, that's game. Even if he could remove one of the creatures with the Shieldred's Edict, it's not enough. And I don't think it was otherwise either, because he would need to lose a life to fetch, and then Yimi would still have a lethal after sacrificing the Ledger Shredder.
Let's see if we can get the Grist list on screen.
Yeah.
He even plays a dinosaur egg.
Yeah, the dinosaur. Yeah, I mean, there's no sideboarding in this format, so we don't really have any time to look at the decks between matches.
Yeah, but if you want to, you can check the link in the chat for all the deck lists yourself. And you can check if maybe he has something in his Grist deck that you don't.
Yeah.
Or maybe if Jimmy has something in his Spider-Man deck that you don't. Yeah, Dress Down won the game on spot, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, Dress Down is a really good card. Really, removing the abilities from anything is good. But being able to remove the text from the Barrogoyfs and all of the Goyfs, and especially in response to a Deadpool, which is a card seeing a lot of play right now. It's really a blowout if you play it against a Deadpool.
Sure is.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we could pull up the chat in case anyone is writing something. Because we can have this one here. And I believe we can pop out. Yeah. We have the. Yeah. So.
He's going off here.
Yeah, that's a quick start for Gustav.
Yep.
Playing the Frenzied Bailoff, making sure that his cards aren't able to be countered by Yimi. It's a really good play right now.
Yeah. So basically, Jimmy's deck is all burn, all efficient creatures, and all counter spells.
Yeah.
Counter spells are now dead.
Yeah.
Gustav had a lot of mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possibly next turn.
Yeah. So that is a lot
6
of mana.
next turn.
Six next turn
Yeah.
if he has a land drop. And having 6 mana as opposed to a spell sky feels rather good.
Yeah.
So these are the quick starts that Gustav is looking to have right now. The question is, do you just play out the Grist and remove one of your dorks because you already have so much mana to just remove the spell sky and then hit through with the rest?
Should probably float mana before, right?
Yeah, unless he has something else to play.
Just plus it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's way too worried about the spell sky.
3 mana.
Playing a contamination, yeah, this should be the game over.
The Black Blood Moon.
Yeah, so as long as he can sacrifice a creature each turn, then all of the lands tap for black. And I mean, Grist makes a creature each turn.
Yeah.
So this should really be just
The lock.
Game over. Yeah. I'm not sure what Yimi could have right now. Probably nothing.
Oh, because they banned Force of Will, right?
Yeah, banned Force of Will. He could have Force of Negation in his hand.
So chat, does the volume still bug out, or does it work now? See Ullpappen.
Yeah, no, I believe that we have gotten the volume up, but perhaps the sound quality being
Yeah. Perhaps it's my voice.
could be your
'Cause
voice.
your voice is amazing.
I mean, I usually hear complaints that my voice is a bit too deep, like too much bass. So
like
that
like the dwarves in Lord of the Rings.
yeah.
Kanske avståndet lite mycket.
Så vi borde ha mer avstånd.
Närmare.
We should probably get them closer.
Ja.
Eller sänka dem om du vill.
So, what do you think, guys? Now I can hear myself very high,
Yeah.
very high volume. So I think the blue deck here should be good on the play.
Yeah.
Now he knows that the contamination is the thing to keep a lookout for. So does the frenzied Baloth or the Baloth, does it say camp a counter on itself also?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's pretty much the best thing you can have.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Hexing Squelcher, but for green, and it also just the fact that it is a 3/2 trample haste.
Yep.
Making sure that combat damage can't be prevented. So you're going around with things like the glacial chasms and the maze of iths
Yeah.
that are being played. Just a really good card. Now, in Duel Commander, we don't have the problem of the One Ring, but I know that people have talked about it in the green decks in Legacy, just to be able to hit through the One Ring protection.
Yep.
And that's also a thing. Protection is a thing. Like, you can hit through Mother of Runes, and you can kill the true name Nemesis by having a
Nemesai.
Nemesai.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We got to ponder shuffle here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he draws, I think there's a mind strike or something, or is it a bolt?
That would be a flame slash.
All right. All these. Yeah. And Dork go from Gustav.
Yeah.
Brainstorm.
Brainstorm. This is dangerous. If he doesn't find a fetch land, this could be. He does.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've played this exact thing a bunch of times, trying to find more lands, not finding a fetch land, and then it's just basically play Brainstorm, look at 3 cards, and then I scoop.
Yeah. Brainstorm block is not fun.
Yeah, I know. And especially like in a singleton format where the opponent's decks can be so quick. I think he should flame slash the dork here
Yeah, I think so too.
to turn off the turn 2 grist. And that's really everything that the Spider-Man deck needs, is just a tiny bit of time just to be able to get to this 4th turn, making sure that you hit the land drops. Yeah. So
Playing the backside.
Yeah, playing the backside, getting.
Oh
green
no!
mana. Yeah.
Again.
This is the frenzied Baloth.
Disaster.
Hitting in for 3 immediately.
Yeah. So it basically has haste as well.
Yeah, it has trample haste. It's
Yeah.
a 3/2 with a bunch of good words on it.
Reminds me of the questing beast.
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's just a tiny questing beast, which almost does more.
Island cycling, probably want volcanic here.
So I'm thinking about Jimmy's play here. I believe as I'm mental misstep in his hand. Was that not in his hand turn 1? If so, why wouldn't he counter the dork?
Didn't see it the first turn.
Yeah, playing a braid to remove the Baloth. Really just trying to slow down Gustav as much as possible here. But he is tapped out, so Grist should be able to come in.
Yeah, interesting here. So possibly has the Magus on the hand,
because he didn't get the Volcanic Island from the Lorien Revealed tutoring.
Yeah. I actually don't believe that he has a volcanic island.
All right. Ulpop, and I'm not sure what a compressor is, but if you can tell me what it is, we can probably put it on.
Yeah, I don't know. Would that mean that the depth of our voices is too high?
Not sure.
But we're trying to figure out the volume situation and the audio as good as possible. Maybe it will take a round or two before we're totally set up.
Expressive into Tapland is not ideal here. He
Yeah.
would probably want to have.
Yeah, and he didn't get a red land, so he can't Ghostfire Slice the grist right now. Has to wait until next turn, but if it pluses, yeah, then it's outside of range because Ghostfire Slice deals 4 damage.
Yeah.
So not looking way too good for Jimmy right now.
That is a troll cycle
Yeah, troll cycle.
for Bayou, I think.
Should be. But I mean, it looks like a rather
Actually got the.
the survey land.
Yeah.
Maybe doesn't have anything to play this turn. Trying to set up for next turn instead.
Yeah, the grist is doing its thing here.
Yeah.
Just.
All right. So it's something that just evens out when we're high or low.
All right.
So that would be like a gain control.
Keeps on top.
Yeah. What would be the best card for him to see right now? Drawing a Metamorphosis Fanatic next turn? Seems
For
fantastic.
Gustav?
Yeah.
Not sure. I think removal is good. He has his grist here.
Yeah, he has the grist, which is currently on 5, so it can remove something. And him not knowing that there is a Ghostfire Slice in Jimmy's hand.
The absolute best card on top, I'm not sure if I even want to speculate, but if he has Miracle here, it's good.
Yeah.
I think I see a Sylvan Library on hand as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bounced the Brazen in upkeep.
So the card that he took was Nurturing Peatland. Maybe he really needed that 5th land drop. But we're seeing Jimmy slow rolling this Spider-Man right now. Is he looking to just get some insane value out of it in one turn? Or what are we trying to do with it?
I think he's just trying to keep up here.
Yeah.
He can't do much here. He can't expose himself to letting something resolve here without answering it.
Yeah, because I believe paying 2 life for the Gitaxian Probe.
The insects here is doing work.
Yeah, those are dangerous cards.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's so difficult for him to react to any of it, if even.
Decay, Night, Shieldred.
Yeah,
Grist.
the grist is in his hand. I mean,
Shieldred's Edict as well.
yeah, so he has the removal if Jimmy is willing to play anything. Looks really weird that he's trying to play this right now. But I mean, just firing off the Shieldred's Edict whenever possible is what I believe to be correct. And I would assume that Gustav is waiting to do this until Jimmy's second main phase before going to the end step. So we see 3.
What is that land?
Is that one of the newer swarm yards?
Perhaps.
Yeah, I believe that could be a swarm yard.
We got an Oculus here on board.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Because I'm not really sure about these. They come from the cycle of lands from Edge of Eternities, which have really weird art that you can't really see what they're supposed to be.
Yep.
but I believe that could be a swarm yard.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. So Oculus being played looks bad for Gustav right now. He can still. I mean, Jimmy's tapped out. You just play Grist and minus, right?
Yeah. Minus remove the eye.
Yeah. So you have one problem that has been taken care of right now. Playing the bounce land, the Golgari Rot farm, taking the pathway back to hand.
We can see that Childred. The Childred is gonna do some work here. So he has decay as well. I'm not sure if there actually is anything he could do here. Hence it costs 4 to bring out Spider-Man. And he can't go for any kind of combo here.
You know, it could be something like just playing Spider-Man and holding the holding Swarm Yard up to be able to regenerate it. Should be good enough against basically everything that Gustav has, unless it's an edict effect. That would be the Spider Punk that has been turned up. So his spells are uncounterable now.
Mm-hmm. Spider-Punk?
Is it a Spider Punk?
Not sure. It is some kind of spider at least.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah, it's Spider-Punk.
So other spiders you control have riot, and spells and abilities can't be countered, and that even goes for Gustav's spells. So all the counter spells in Jimmy's hand currently are unplayable.
Yeah, but you can at least duress him.
Yeah. So I mean, you would probably. This doesn't work.
I lose 2 life.
Yeah, loses 2 life, but
The rest still
duress
resolves.
should still go through.
Yeah. So.
I mean, this is just a failure to maintain board state, right?
Yep, I think so. Should we do something about this?
I mean, that should.
The Spider-Punk clearly says spells and abilities can't be countered.
Yeah, and that goes for both players.
Yep.
So I feel like that should be a judge call and a pause to the game.
Yep. We're gonna send in producer here.
Calling the edge.
Yeah. So a bunch of things has gone wrong here. As the chat says, it should already be dead because it took 1 damage and then flips up into a 2/1. So it shouldn't be on the board, and then everything else would be correct.
Yep.
So I believe Gustav might have noticed that and maybe other things. So a couple of wrongdoings right now. We're going to see what the result is. Yeah, a couple of issues right now. Because if they just announce it as a failure to maintain board state and let this Spider-Punk be alive, then Gustav's both spells should have resolved. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're saying right now.
There's a lot of track back here.
Yeah. But I mean, I know that Gustav has control of this. He knows what has happened and what has been done.
Yeah. We can see our beautiful judge here in the screen as well.
Yeah.
Jacob Koch.
Yeah, I really feel like it's weird that both Gustav and Jimmy has missed on this Spider-Punk. Because, I mean, Jimmy should know what his cards do, and Gustav should really be aware of this interaction.
Yeah. I think one thing, I think Gustav already thinks he has to win here, right? Hence his hand. So he didn't even bother to like think twice about the Spider-Punk here. He has the decay, he has the Shieldred, he has the Knight, and the Shieldred is live. So, I mean the Grist is alive. So
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, both of his spells got countered, as far as he is aware currently.
yeah.
Which shouldn't have been able to happen.
Probably should be a warning to both players, right?
Yeah, I think it should be probably a warning to Jimmy and just a heads up to Gustav, since it is Jimmy's card. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, he put the rest in the yard as well, right?
Yeah, but I think they're just going through currently if this Spider-Punk is alive or not. And then after that, they would have to go through, like, were his spells countered or not. Okay. So what they're saying is that it is dead.
Problem here is that the duress is gonna resolve here if they backtrack, and he has one more card in his hand. We can't know what it is, right?
Yeah, no. If the conclusion is Spider-Man is dead, then the cards should be countered.
We will try to speak at a constant distance. Will poppen.
Yeah.
We're sorry. We're new to this kind of microphones. We're just playmen, lekmän.
Spiders klart död, så att den effekten finns inte. Så kontringen är legal. Utan rotproblemet är att Spiders ligger i graven.
All right.
Så vi gör shortfixen, lägg den i rätt zon. Och allting annat efter har legalt.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Så att den ett skada i kombaten flippar blir 2 etapp. Alltså, till utväxlar.
Yeah, all right. So that was the conclusion, that they basically just shortcutted to Spider-Man being in the graveyard and the counterspells being legal in that case. Yeah, Jimmy trying to play Ghostfire Slice into that white, and Gustav telling him that it's bigger than 4, and letting Jimmy take it back. These are, not really good cards. Taking 1 extra card and 4 damage for the Sylvan Library.
Boltegrist.
Yeah, Boltegrist and the draw step before moving to first main phase. Seems like a good first plan of actions. But right now, the Abrupt Decay is not lethal. Yeah.
Yep, it is.
It is. All right. Well played.
Well played, well played.
So that's the thing. Regenerate is great, but it requires you to tap the creature,
Yeah.
and that meant that Gustav could just hit in for lethal.
Yeah.
White being one of those good creatures, just like Fiend Artisan, that grows itself by having creatures in your graveyard. That was an interesting showing. I believe this is what should have happened. I think Grist has so much removal that the Spider-Man matchup should be good for it.
Yeah. The rock usually good against. Is it?
Yeah, I mean it's really like.
Or is it?
Or is it? Yeah. No, but I think that the Golgari deck has a great matchup into most of these blue decks.
Yeah. Yeah. I will try to think about this in the future, Ulpappen. It's very hard to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm currently so excited about being able to talk about Magic that I have troubles sitting still right now.
Yeah.
But I will try to talk directly into the microphone and not turn my head while speaking.
So let's see here. We're gonna go to a break here.
Yeah, I believe we're gonna have a short break before round 2. See what deck we will be able to have on camera.
Yeah. We're gonna try to scoop up the best possible match for you here.
Yeah, so we are going to try to have the best performing decks being on feature. and then probably for round 5 and 6, it's going to be some of the people who are playing their win-and-ins, or the not the undefeated decks, but because they were probably going to draw their games, which wouldn't be very fun to look at. So yeah, we're going to try to have as good performing decks as possible playing on camera.
Yeah. See, in the next one, it's going to be Olle and Jack for the next match.
Thank you.
We're going to go to commercial. See you later.
seems like they are ready to play. Maybe they're just waiting for a thumbs up to begin the game. Because I think that they have taken their mulligans and are ready. And round one, I think, was a pretty fast victory for Pär. And I know that Tim went to time playing against the Gitrog list. They were one and one with 1 minute left on the clock, I believe, going into time, and the Yoshimaru deck was able to close it out before in time round 5.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. And I mean, my favorite for this tournament would be the Gitrog list, since it is my own deck that I'm currently borrowing to a friend. So kind of sad to see him lose the first one, but I hope he's going to catch up later in the tournament. And I mean, that is a very difficult deck for someone to just pick up, especially him not having any previous practice with the format. Or with the deck at all, and it has some very complicated lines to win, and you need to think in a very special way to really be patient and a difficult deck but fun to play. So let's see, I believe they are currently playing, but our overhead camera is not currently working.
Hard to follow.
Yeah. Overhead-kameran fungerar inte. Nej. Den är frusen. Om du bara går och refreshar den typ. Seems like we're going to need a quick technical break since the overhead camera isn't currently working.
Try and get that fixed as soon as possible.
Yeah, having a bit of troubles. I mean, this the camera setup is being worked through all the time, and trying to make it as good as possible. But that also means that sometimes we end up having a bit of difficulties. Is the volume low again as well? And I also found that very interesting. So the Yoshimaru deck is its color identity is banned, which gives it access to green, but it's mostly a white and blue deck. And I believe that the green color identity is really for the card currently being played, which is the Tam Mindful First Year that came from Lorwyn Eclipse, as well as the Tamio that is already in play. And they also have a Mikey and Leo Chaos and Order. But everything is being able to... You can cast everything from just blue and white mana, which is what Tim's mana base is. So yeah. Pär trying to counter the Tam. But the memory lapse being dazed.
Strong start.
Yeah, a lot of creatures in play. I believe that the Glarb deck is currently looking for a board wipe to get rid of everything. Playing a stock up, this is a quite slow turn tapping out, knowing that you will take a bit of damage next turn, but just trying to find that sweeper that can really blow out this this Yashi deck. And I think that's what Pat needs, is just like one big blowout turn where he resets the Yoshimaru deck, and then from that being able to just counter one spell a turn and being able to find a swing con.
Take back control and stall it out.
So how many board wipes is he playing? He's playing Damnation, he's playing Toxic Deluge, the Cryptic Command can buy him a turn. Other than that, not way too much.
Not a great deal, no.
So he would need one of those 3 cards right now to be able to slow down this Yoshimaru deck. But I mean, this is also the thing with the Yoshimaru deck. If he doesn't have Yashi in play, he doesn't really put on way too much pressure, because he has 3 creatures right now, but I believe they have the combined power of 2.
Yeah.
So maybe not. Para not being too stressed right now. Oh yeah, Tam is a 2/2, but it giving hexproof from each of the colors that the cards are doesn't really matter way too much, the green or the white, but giving hexproof from blue to 2 of his creatures at least is something.
Swinging again.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're trying to speak directly into the microphones in order to have to be a bit louder. But if the volume is still too low, maybe we can raise it a bit more. So what are we currently looking at? It's 2 lands, an Oko, and a counterspell in Per's hand. So we're going to see Oko being played. Not being able to do way too much right now. Probably just going to make a food, since he can't target the...
It's pretty from blue, right?
Yeah. He can't target the Tam or the Tamio with the +1 ability. And I actually believe that the Oko is currently going to be able to give Pat a bunch of time, because the +2 makes him a food that gives him 3 life. That is currently what Pat is taking in damage.
Yeah.
And if Tim then instead decides to attack the Oko, then he's saving himself more life and giving himself a bunch of time. But I believe that Oko is one of those cards that you really need to remove as soon as possible, because otherwise it just takes over the game.
Yeah, it's quite a pain. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to cause problems if it's stopping him from playing his commander, I assume, as well.
Yeah. Yeah, being able to remove all of the abilities from the Yoshimaru and leaving it as just a 3/3 in play would be very strong. But we see here, like, the Oko being like a lightning rod for all the damage that Tim has right now. Saves him 3 life from the attack, and then he can gain 3 more life from the food. So really giving Pat a lot of time right now to try and find something.
Yeah, that's probably saved him about 3 turns worth of damage there, right?
Yeah. And Oko is one of those cards that are, it's both banned in most of the formats, where it could be played. But we are able to play in Duel Commander, and it's a very good reason for someone to play the blue-green in their decks. Oko would be absolutely one of the best cards in those colors, especially now since Nadu is banned. So it's just one of those real haymaker cards that take control of the game. And we see Jace being put into play, meaning that if Pad draws one of his 3 payoffs for it, he could win next turn.
Are we assuming that Pad has one in hand there, if you managed to catch a glimpse of that?
I'm not entirely sure. But I mean, that's the thing right now. Tim can't do way too much.
No, Yoshi's very bogged down in this situation, and it's quite hard to even decide where to direct that 2-3 damage.
Yeah, because you can hit 3 right now, and putting the Jace to 2 doesn't do anything. Putting the Oko to 1 doesn't really do anything either. And you're still having Pad being alive at currently 13, which is from the clock that Tim is presenting, not way too dangerous.
He's cracking a clue, trying to find something.
I believe only card in hand is a Solitude currently. Cracking clues, drawing cards. He's trying to flip the Tameo this turn. Which, I mean, he loses his card advantage that Tameo gives, but being able to press the ultimate of Tameo, or just even buybacking a couple of spells in his graveyard, might be good enough to turn this game around.
What has he got there in his graveyard so far?
I believe he has Oust and Daze as his only instants and sorceries. We see Glarb being played, land being played from top. So he's really just looking at finding one of his win cons right now, and just keeping. There was the Thought Lash that he would have needed. But now he has Loose Focus. He has Unearth in his hand, I believe, and a Force Spike.
Firmly in control.
Yeah, and I mean his Planeswalkers are still ticking up. Now he has a blocker next turn. Tim could buy back the Oust to remove the Glarb and being able to kill the Oko this turn, but then you still have the problem of the Jace being in play. Yeah, here we see Unearth on the Bowmaster, pinging down the Tameo, so if Tim decides to minus the Tameo, it's going to die. And also providing Pad with 2 more blockers to keep his Planeswalkers in place. It is not looking way too good for Tim right now.
No, I don't really see a way out for Tim, really.
Yeah, and Yoshimaru currently costs 5, I believe. So, yeah, not sure what he can do here. I mean, starting next turn when the Glarb loses Summoning Sickness, this is going to eat a Loose Focus being countered. Yeah, starting next turn, Pat can surveil 2 with the Glarb each turn in order to find his win con faster.
Start searching through the library for it, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, that as well as the Jace plussing, milling 2 and drawing a card. So you're currently getting a lot of card advantage, and you look at a lot of cards in order to find what you're looking for.
How many win cons are available to him in the library right now?
Currently, it's only 1, because both Tainted Pact and Thought Lash is in the graveyard. And I'm not sure if he has any way to bring them back from graveyard to hand. He has a Noxious Revival, So that could put it on top again. And that's what's being played right now. Yeah. Noxus Revival, putting Thought Lash on top, playing Thought Lash from the top of the library with the Glarb. And now he can present a win. So, really, if he just wants to. Yeah. So he's activating Jace, targeting himself before it resolves, removing every single card in the library with the Thought Lash, and then letting the Jace activation go off, and he wins.
End of the game.
Yeah.
Well, that was quite one-sided after the first few turns. The first few turns we saw.
Yeah. So we missed the first couple of turns, but Yoshimaru was countered, which gave him a bunch of time. Looked rather grim since Tim had a board state. Oko came into play, buying per so much time.
Plenty of time,
to just being able to find whatever he needed in order to close out the game. So yeah, I believe that was a great showing of what Glarb does. Buy himself time, try to find a winning con.
Yep. Yeah, it seems like a very good matchup for Pair.
Yeah, I believe so as well. I mean, as long as he can keep the Yoshimaru away from the battlefield, he has time to do what he wants to do.
How quickly can that Yoshimaru kind of spiral into a win there, then, do you think?
I mean, so you play turn 1 Yoshimaru. What would be the best turn 2 play? It's a legendary land into something that shuts down pad. Could be something like a Pippin in order to try and protect the Yoshimaru as well. So then you have like a window of 1 turn. If you don't interact with Yoshimaru right now, I'm going to be able to protect him and play more creatures and grow the Yoshimaru. So really, yeah, turn 1 Yoshimaru into turn 2 something that protects Yoshimaru.
Let's see what happens in game 2 now then.
Yeah.
I see the sound has improved by the sound, so that's positive.
Yeah. So I believe we had a fan going in the background. Maybe that was disturbing the volume filters and control a bit. So hopefully we sound way clearer right now.
It's the sacrifices we make for you. We're sweating in here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can imagine, since we are, I believe we're streaming from 2 platforms currently and having all of these cameras active, all of the sound installation, it can get rather hot in here. But we will manage for your sake.
All right, looks like we're pretty much ready to go.
Yeah. So what has he decided to keep? Is that the Flower of Fortitude that he's keeping in his hand? Sacrifice a non-token white creature to give all your permanents hexproof indestructible. I believe that is one of the cards in Tim's hand right now.
Strong.
As well as that big Oblivion Ring with affinity for historic permanents. Yeah, so currently I believe Paris just looking for a way to remove the Yoshimaru as soon as possible. And he has a Long Goodbye in his hand, which could help protect the, or to remove the Yoshimaru even if Tim would have something like a counterspell in his hand. Still very low. Yeah. So this is the new SIG that has come into play. Enters the battlefield, you target a creature, it gains until end of turn. If it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, you draw a card. And then at the beginning of your first main phase, you can pay 1 mana to flip it, and the other side gives protection.
Till the next turn. Okay, excellent.
Yeah, so it grows the Yoshimaru to a 2/2 and lets Tim draw a card when it connects this turn.
A stronger start here then.
Yeah, that is a strong start, but I believe Pat is going to have the removal next turn for the Yoshimaru. and as long as he doesn't let Tim take his turn and flip the Sig, the removal should be active. Oh yeah, he has Long Goodbye and Abrupt Decay in his hand, 2 of his uncounterable removal spells. So that looks really great for him right now, to be able to remove, any of the creatures that Tim decides to put into play.
Any threats, pretty much, right?
Yeah, so he's currently waiting. I'm not sure if he wants to pass on this transform trigger. Yeah, Tim decided to not flip the Sig. So, as we saw, he has a Flower Fortitude in his hand. And Pad letting this creature resolve, I believe it's a Spider Woman, means that Tim will be able to protect this Yashimaru this turn. Yeah, exactly. But I still believe that it's an okay trade for pair. I mean, he played a removal and one card got out of play. Not the one that he wanted, but he also got a card out of Tim's hand. So a fair exchange, and he is still able to remove the Yashimaru this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Yashimaru gets removed this turn, what can Tim do to try and recoup and come back into the game? Do you just immediately replay the Yashimaru and try to build it up a second time? Because Pat is currently at 12, Sig hits for 2. I think as long as Pat is able to remove the Yashimaru this turn, it's looking all right for him.
Yeah, he's obviously got 3 cards and 4 cards in hand there.
Yeah. And I believe that the cards that Tim currently has is, it's a legendary creature that bounces a non-land permanent. He has that Oblivion Ring type effect. Then there are some more new legendary creatures that I'm not fully aware of, as well as an Enlightened Tutor. Still deciding not to flip the Sig. And we see the Abrupt Decay come through. So Yoshi is removed, buying himself time. I mean, still down at 10, fetching now down to 9.
Yeah, it still feels within reason that Tim could pose a threat.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I believe that the rest of the cards in Pat's hand right now weren't way too powerful. It was like a stock up and then a bunch of lands. So finding a Surveil here, trying to look for really just anything to do, seems good. Yeah, putting down another land. And that's the thing with these Surveil lands. They are great if they are in your deck. If you have them in your hand, you're maybe not too happy about it. So what does he want to do? Is it playing the stock up, trying to fill up his hand a bit? Yes, it is. So, I mean, currently Tim is hitting for 2 each turn, which is a 4-turn clock. Here we see Errant and Kiada being played. It's a flash flying creature that lets you play creatures or spells with flash or flying from the top of your deck.
helps with the helps him get some value.
Yeah, so that's a good source of card advantage for him. Being able to play cards from the top of the library. Let's see. Pat is looking at a bunch of good cards right now. How good is Force of Negation in this matchup? Maybe not too helpful. I believe he took a land and a Demonic Consultation. And that Demonic could, in his end step here, or just during Tim's turn, try to find him some sort of free interaction. But the Demonic is a scary card, because you name a card in your library, and then you exile the top 6 cards of your library, and then you exile until you find the card that you've named. If the named card is in those top 6 cards, then you just exile your entire library. So it's kind of a risky play.
Yeah.
But mostly in this deck, it's being used as a way to win, together with the Jace and the other creatures. So here we see him activating the Mistrais Village, making sure that the Toxic Deluge is uncounterable. Going down to one life, yeah. Going down to 0 life? I believe he should be at 1. So that's the Raffen Mikey that says whenever you put a counter on a creature, you get to draw a card once a turn.
He'll throw out any creature right now to do that last bit of damage, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so it has a great synergy with the Yashimaru, but if you don't have Yashi in play, it doesn't seem like it does way too much. The question is, can Pad come back right here with 1 life? Since you are not going up against red, you aren't going to find any bolts or such, or any burn spells to take that last point of life. But we're going to have to see what Tim does. I believe he has a 3 mana creature that bounces something when it comes in, and just playing that would be enough from the looks of it. Yeah, and here it is. That's one of the newer weird ones. But Pat is going to play the Legolas quick reflexes to give hexproof to Glarb. But he still needs to find something here. Yeah, it's a Jill Shivas Dominant from Final Fantasy. A weird card that, yeah, on ETB bounces a non-land permanent, and then you can pay 5 and tap it to transform it into a saga which does something.
Makes creatures unblockable, but pricey.
Yeah, very pricey, and seeing as he has 4 lands in play, if he hits a land drop next turn, he could do it. Yeah, he's playing the Demonic Consultation right now. Pat, trying to look for something to do here. Yeah, exile the top 6. That was not one of the cards that he named. Now we're going to see him look through his library until he can find whatever he decides he wants. It's probably a Thought Lash. Is at least what I would assume. So Thought Lash is a combo card for him, but it also has its effect. So it's cumulative upkeep, remove the top card of your library from the game. If you don't, you exile your entire library and sacrifice the Thought Lash. But you can exile the top card of your library to prevent 1 damage being dealt to you. So if he has it in play and enough cards in his library, he can prevent all the damage that is coming through next turn. But yeah, as we said, he needs to still have cards in his library. It's a lot of cards being looked through right now.
Mm-hmm.
There we have the Thought Lash. Yeah, that was the named card. So let's see. But he exiled the Jace along the way, so he isn't currently able to win through the Thought Lash. He needs to find something else to win the game, because he's not playing the blue creature that has the same effect, the Laboratory Maniac.
Oh, yeah. So, bit of a trade-off there.
Yeah.
So, no damage is coming through at this point.
Yeah,
Bit
but
of a stalemate, right?
yeah, and I mean, Tim is at 18. In order to find something that can win, he really would need something like a Cosmogoyf, and I don't know if that was exiled along the way as well. Yeah, so end step, Enlightened Tutor, finding Swift reconfiguration, probably in order to make it so that the Glarb cannot block, because this is the cost right now, that each point of damage is one card being removed from Pair's deck, and that's what you need to, that's the resource that you need to remove right now. Yeah, so they just changed the life totals. Pat is at 1 life.
So Tim's best bet here is to keep hitting. He's effectively changed his life total to, I don't know how much that looks like, to be honest.
Yeah,
Not very much though, right?
not a lot of cards in the deck right now. Yeah, removes 4 cards to prevent the next 4 damage that is being dealt to him. But yeah, Pat's life total is currently the number of cards in his deck. Surveilling 2.
No. Is he unable to block for the next few turns with that card on the... it's back now, right?
Yeah, the Swift reconfiguration turns it into a vehicle with crew 5.
I see, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a can't attack or block. But he doesn't have a bunch of cards left in his library. He decided to exile the Damnation, which feels like a good card for him to have.
Yeah, he wants to stop that damage coming through, right?
Yeah. He's currently playing a flow state, it being countered by Wash Away. Here we have the Fire Nation Occupation. Let's see if he can pull through a win here.
So it's a 2/2 token on every spell, on every instant or sorcery cast, was it?
Every spell cast during your opponent's turn.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is going to be tight if Pat has the ability to win. Oh yeah, right. So when Pat surveilled with the Glarb, he kept a card on top, which was the Damnation. And then after that, he had to pay the cumulative upkeep of Thought Lash, which is exiling 1 card from your library. So that's why the Damnation is gone.
I see.
But perhaps the Fire Nation Occupation was the second card, and he decided that it was more important to try and find some kind of way to win right now.
Well, that's going to block damage and pose a threat to the 18 life total there of Tim's, right?
Yeah, this one seems difficult. So this is the Oblivion Ring type effect. It's called Banish to Another Universe. CMC 5, but has affinity for historic permanence. And that is trying to remove the Thought Lash currently. Gets to do so, but before that, Pad activates it to take away the next 4 damage that would be dealt to him. So I don't see why you would attack here, since the damage is being prevented.
Yeah. Is he just trying to lose a creature? And yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, because Thought Lash should be the next damage that would be dealt to you this turn. Yeah. Yeah, so I believe that Pat realized that he can't win this one right now.
Interesting. Okay, that was an enjoyable game to watch.
Yeah.
It was quite went a bit wild there in the end with the removal of the win con.
Yeah.
And the Thought Lash adding a different dimension to Tim's way of winning.
Yeah, so I feel like that was kind of unfortunate for Per, because if the Thought Lash was one of the earlier cards that he found, then he would have a lot more library, maybe not going past the Chase and still having a win con in his deck. But the sacrifices that must be made to live can be costly.
Very nice, on to a third round then. Banished to Another Universe is an incredibly uncatchy Magic card name, I've got to say.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of the Universes Beyond cards have weird names that maybe don't really fit into the Magic universe, and just putting a lot of characters from other IPs into the game.
I spotted one of the decks in the deck list that was, it was someone's name, I couldn't figure out. It was some guy from Spider-Man, right?
Yeah. That's what the Norman Osborn.
Norman Osborn, yeah.
Yeah. The Green Goblin. Yeah, so I mean, personally, I don't have a problem with the Universes Beyond. I know that a lot of people do, but I feel like as long as they make playable, fun, and interesting cards that don't give you a headache, then I'm fine with whatever name and picture on the cards that I play.
Yeah, of course. They're obviously very strong cards. They're quite overrepresented in especially in the Yoshi deck there.
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
Some good stuff.
So this deck is, I would say, probably more Universes Beyond cards than in universe.
It does seem to be.
Yeah, and that's the thing with like Yoshimaru decks. It doesn't have a theme other than it needing to be legendary creatures.
Yeah.
And all of these Universe Beyond sets print a lot of legendary creatures. So I feel like every single Universes Beyond set is a win for Yoshimaru players.
Yeah. Right, we're suiting up for the third one now.
So Tim has taken 1 mulligan so far.
He's not looking super impressed by what's in his hand now, can you?
Yeah. And I believe Pat being on the play is very, very good for him, meaning that his 2 mana interaction is active when Tim really only has 1 mana.
Yeah, it must be quite a disadvantage for this deck specifically as well, with Yoshimari on turn 1 wanting to come out and then be protected on turn 2, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that's really where Par could fall behind is the early turns, and if he gets to begin the game, then that is a big plus for him. So
he's taking a look at his hand now, is he?
Yeah, Gitaxian Probe being played. It just feels like such a good card for these control decks to have, and really any blue deck, just to make sure, like, what does my opponent have in hand? What is their curve going to be? What do I need to remove?
Yeah.
What do I need to watch out for? So, for example, this Force of Negation could come in handy against a board wipe, but now at least Pat knows that he has to play around it.
What are we looking at there?
I'm not sure what that card is. Seems like some sort of blue-white legendary. There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
That would be Linvala Shield of Seagate. Beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, probably doesn't happen way too often.
No.
But other than that, you can sacrifice it to give hexproof or indestructible to all your creatures.
More protection then.
Yeah. It's a 3 mana, 3/3 flyer.
Not super threatening right now.
Yeah.
Not super useful.
But I mean, we know. So I don't believe Tim had any turn 2 plays right now. He drew the Reverent Mantra for turn. So the best thing that he can do is play a legendary land to pump up the Yashi and then just pass the turn. or so I believe. And that would be the Eiganjo Castle, which is a legendary land that produces white mana, but also for 1 mana and tap it, you can prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to target a legendary creature.
Isn't dealing any damage aside from blockers in this case, right? So
Yeah, but I believe Glarb is a 2/4. Yeah, so preventing 2 damage means that it feels like a weird play. Hitting with it as a 3/3. Oh yes, the newer Eiganjo, which he's able to play, and since Pat is blocking, he can deal 4 damage to the Glarb, removing it.
I see.
That's the Eiganjo Seed of the Empire. But still, that being everything that Tim does this turn doesn't feel way too good.
No, he's still. We've seen how important it is for him to get some damage in early here, pretty much.
Yeah. So currently, if Pat can just remove the Joshi farm board right now, he's looking really good. But he doesn't know about the Reverent Mantra. He knows about the Force of Negation. But as we said previously, everything that Pat needs is time. Time to find his good cards, time to find his win cons. That was a Flagstones of Trocare being played. It's a land that if you somehow remove it, you get to find a new land into play. And this is the thing with the Yoshimaru decks. It plays a lot of legendary lands in order to pump up the Yoshimaru.
Gotta get their triggers.
Yeah, so here we see before damage playing a Cryptic Command, probably trying to draw a card and bouncing the Yoshimaru. Yeah, and here's the Reverent Mantra. And because of the way that Cryptic Command is worded, since the target for the bounce was removed, Pat doesn't get to draw a card. But still, Tim only has the Yoshimaru in play. Pat knows about the Force of Negation. He just removed 2 cards from his hand. I believe Pat is still feeling quite comfortable, but he needs to find some sort of instant speed removal for the Yoshimaru, or being able to counter the Force of Negation.
Yeah.
So he might be able to play Toxic Deluge right now. If Tim responds with Force of Negation, Pat can remand it back to his hand. But if Tim hardcasts it, he has a blue card to pitch. So then he can pitch cast the Force of Negation instead, and Pat doesn't have an answer for that. But also leaves Tim with 1 card in hand. So yeah, I'm not sure. Pat is probably thinking about it right now, trying to find out if it's worth it to go for this play. Oh, grabbing the Mystic Sanctuary, wanting to put the Cryptic Command back on top. I would assume, because Gitaxian Probe doesn't feel way too good right now.
Not seeing much.
And the Cryptic Command has like a combo with Mystic Sanctuary. So now, as long as he can get through the removals or the counterspell in Tim's hand, You can play Cryptic Command, tap down all of Tim's creatures, and then return target permanent, targeting your Mystic Sanctuary. To each turn, return the Cryptic Command to your hand, and doing this over and over.
Nasty.
But other than that, he just passes the turn over. Plays a Vendilion Click. Yeah, feels like that should be responded to. So he's going to remand and draw his Cryptic Command to hand right now. But he doesn't have anything up other than a Force Spike right now. So Pat is kind of shields down at this moment.
He's still got well, at the moment a 3-turn clock, right? And I'm not seeing much going on in Tim's hand.
Yeah, and I mean, after this Yashimaru attack right now, Pat is going to be down to 5 life, so the Toxic Deluge is kind of shot off at that point. Three mana, trying to play the Vendilion Click again. So since you see here that you're probably going to be able to hit in, I wouldn't remove the Toxic Deluge. I think that the Cryptic Command is the most dangerous thing, yeah.
It seems to think so.
But that could also draw him a piece of interaction to remove the Yashimaru. He didn't. He drew an Oko.
Okay.
Which doesn't seem way too great right now. Because, I mean, if you remove the abilities from the Yashimaru, the counters still stay.
So he's a 7/7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. End step, Island Cycle. Trying to thin out the deck in order to find something. But it still feels like, yeah, the Toxic Deluge is shut off currently, at least somewhat. And even if he can remove the Yashimaru, he's still being hit for 3 in the air by the Vendilion Click. So not looking way too good for Pat right now.
No.
He needs to find something. But I mean, as much as we've seen of the Yashimaru deck right now, it feels really nice. This game he has pitched a card, got something countered, so he's kind of down in card advantage. But the card quality of all the cards that he's playing is really, really high.
Yeah, they've all been quite impactful in this game. He's managed to look after himself quite well.
Yeah. And just being able to keep the Yashimaru in play all this time, even though that's the only clock that he's been having, it has been a very good clock.
So that flyer's going to put in some work now.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look good right now. Tim doesn't really have anything in his hand, but he has cards in play that do things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he needs to block here. Tim can prevent the next 2 damage dealt to Yashimaru in order to make sure that it doesn't die from this Glorb, since it only has 2 power.
Yeah.
So what would he want? A Thought Lash next turn?
That would be pretty handy.
Yeah, being able to play a protected Thought Lash would be very good for him.
Is that preordained?
Yeah. I think that's really, the only card that he could find right now. It would be Thought Lash or something like Damnation. That was exploration and a sink into stupor, which isn't currently enough. That is the demonic tutor, but he doesn't have a untapped land in his hand. So even if it plays demonic, he has 3 mana left, and I don't believe that he can do anything with that.
Ouch.
Yeah. Because I mean, even if he would grab a Barrogoyf as a big life linker, that isn't enough. Yeah, I think this is game. So Tim forcing the demonic tutor, yeah. So that's game over.
Wow. Okay.
But that was really feels like if Pad had one of the cards that he needed. I mean that's the case for every single game. That I have one card that solves this situation. But yeah.
Yeah, he didn't hit what he needed there.
Yeah.
And he'd gone through a fair bit of his library as well, so
Yeah.
bad luck in that sense, but well handled by Tim.
Yeah. So it feels like Pad got a lot of his card draw and the wrong type of counter spells.
Yeah.
And the Toxic Deluge came in too late, knowing that Tim had the Force of Negation, couldn't really play it. The Reverent Mantra that was unknown was really big for Tim as well.
Mhm.
So that's well played, and I feel like that was a really interesting match.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I probably would have bet on the Glarb deck to win this one, but it's nice to see that a somewhat tempo creature oriented deck can pull through against control.
Yeah, I also, especially after game one, I thought that it looked like Glarb was gonna sweep the floor with Yoshi, but no, it was viable. It did what it had to in the end there.
Yeah, no, so that was a great game, and I believe Pat would be one of the most favored people at this events to win. He has previously won a Trollywood in Duel Commander. He's also part of the Duel Commander committee, overseeing the format. So he has a lot of contact with this format. He also plays a lot of Magic the Gathering online, Duel Commander. So he has done his practice. He has played a ton of games of Duel Commander. But yeah, so he's currently 1-1, absolutely not out of the game right now.
No.
But we'll see. I'm not sure who else would be a favored player to win the tournament. Maybe that's something that we can look at.
So we were talking about the Spider-Man deck you watched earlier being one of the decks to beat, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not started too strong in its first game.
Yeah, no, lost its first game, but it is absolutely one of the stronger decks. Then I believe that Gustav that we saw in round number 1 is one of the best players that is here. I'm not sure how good the Grist deck is, but I know that he's really able to play it. He has been playing it a ton before. Been away from Duel Commander for a while, but picking up the deck that he feels comfortable with.
Oh, so he's not a part of the committee, he's a community manager.
All right. Yeah, right. So after the second round, we're going to have a lunch break today. So we're going to be gone for a while. But
So around an hour.
yeah, about an hour. And then we will be back for round number 3. So thank you for watching this far, and thank you for being active in the chat and notifying us about our technical problems.
We're going to solve the most of it in the lunch break, during the lunch break.
Yeah, we will look over the entire setup during the lunch break to make sure that we have good footage moving forward. But for now, thank you for watching, and we will see you in a bit.
Thank you very much.
This canvas, you're the creator. Anything that you want, you can build here. This is your world. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
This is no ordinary deck box. The Black Box is the ultimate companion for outdoor gaming adventures. Featuring an IPX7 waterproof rating and dual sealed latches, it's built to tackle every outdoor challenge. Embrace the elements with the Black Box deck box. Get yours at a local game store near you. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
Since 1952, one name has stood behind the passion of collectors. Ultra Pro has grown with every generation of fans. Today, we build for what's next. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
this canvas. You're the creator. Anything that you want, you can build here. This is your world. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
This is no ordinary deck box. The black box is the ultimate companion for outdoor gaming adventures. Featuring an IPX7 waterproof rating and dual sealed latches, it's built to tackle every outdoor challenge. Embrace the elements with the black box deck box. Get yours at a local game store near you. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
Yeah.
Since 1952, one name has stood behind the passion of collectors. Ultra Pro has grown with every generation of fans. Today, we build for what's next. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
canvas. You're the creator. Anything that you want, you can build here. This is your world.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
This is no ordinary deck box. The Black Box is the ultimate companion for outdoor gaming adventures. Featuring an IPX7 waterproof rating and dual sealed latches, it's built to tackle every outdoor challenge. Embrace the elements with the Black Box deck box. Get yours at a local game store near you. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
Since 1952, one name has stood behind the passion of collectors. Ultra Pro has grown with every generation of fans. Today, we build for what's next. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
this canvas. You're the creator. Anything that you want, you can build here. This is your world.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
This is no ordinary deck box. The black box is the ultimate companion for outdoor gaming adventures. Featuring an IPX7 waterproof rating and dual sealed latches, it's built to tackle every outdoor challenge. Embrace the elements with the black box deck box. Get yours at a local game store near you. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
Yeah.
Since 1952, one name has stood behind the passion of collectors. Ultra Pro has grown with every generation of fans. Today, we build for what's next. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
canvas. You're the creator. Anything that you want, you can build here. This is your world.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
This is no ordinary deck box. The Black Box is the ultimate companion for outdoor gaming adventures. Featuring an IPX7 waterproof rating and dual sealed latches, it's built to tackle every outdoor challenge. Embrace the elements with the Black Box deck box. Get yours at a local game store near you. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
Since 1952, one name has stood behind the passion of collectors. Ultra Pro has grown with every generation of fans. Today, we build for what's next. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
This canvas, you're the creator. Anything that you want, you can build here. This is your world.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
This is no ordinary deck box. The black box is the ultimate companion for outdoor gaming adventures. Featuring an IPX7 waterproof rating and dual sealed latches, it's built to tackle every outdoor challenge. Embrace the elements with the black box deck box. Get yours at a local game store near you. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.
Yeah.
Since 1952, one name has stood behind the passion of collectors. Ultra Pro has grown with every generation of fans. Today, we build for what's next. Ultra Pro. You collect, we protect.